Good morning, team. Looking at the overall economical calendar, today is August 28th. Today is Friday, same day expiration. So hopefully you guys are ready for the volatility that's going to happen today because the market is getting hot. So looking at today, we have a lot of information coming out before the market even opens. You guys can see over here, we have employment cost index, PCE, core PCE. We got a whole bunch of stuff. So 5-year inflation expectations at 10 o'clock as well too. So I want to see how all this information is going to overall going to affect the overall market today, especially after what happened yesterday. So if you guys weren't in tune with the market yesterday we had Apple and Amazon earnings, probably the two biggest earnings that we had yesterday announced. And you can see the movement that Apple already had yesterday. This is the 1 hour chart. So we basically had a nice drop from where Apple was sitting at, from 145 all the way down towards 136. They did kind of beat expectations, weren't too great, and you can see it's a muted response. So if you were actually holding options for Apple, whether it be to the downside or upside, because the options or because the stock did not do anything, you probably lost on both sides. So let's see what happens. And this is why I stay away from earnings. But now we could use this information to actually trade the chart. So we can see that Apple had a muted response. It's pretty much where it was yesterday. So it's right above that 20-day SMA around 144. And then basically we need to break out of two zones. We need to break out above this 147 resistance. You can see this area has been support. It's been a breakout zone before, and we need to get away from this 143, which was some type of resistance and some type of support in the past. So watch for the break of 147.60, and we could start going up towards like that 150. And then to the downside, you could get in early towards 144, down towards 143, or you could wait for that 143 break and we can start going down towards 140, which was a previous support before. Overall, MACD's crossed up. RSI is in a neutral position, so it looks like it's more in favor for a bullish trend. So make sure you're very cautious because we are above the SMA. It looked like it wants to hold above the SMA. It looks like we're getting that 20, we got that 20-day crossover, but anything could happen around 8:30 before the market opens with the inflation numbers and the PCE numbers that we're supposed to get. So let's see what overall happens. So make sure you're open to both possibilities. Right now, the 180-day is still crossed down in a bearish position. You can see it's crossed down over here. RSI is basically muted over here in the middle. So we want to see which area we're going to get that possible breakout. Right now, we're below the 180-day trade line, and we're below the 180-day SMA over here. So you definitely want to be cautious to see what overall is going to overall happen. So definitely want to stay tuned to see if we break above this. That's going to be a sign of bullishness, especially if we get a 180-day cross. Right now, the 20 days crossed up and the 180 days crossed down, which means we could get some choppy action on Apple. So you definitely want to be cautious with this one, at least for now, until we get those major breakouts that we just spoke about. So definitely want to just set your alerts to either side, the upside or the downside. This way, if you're not even watching it, you could get alerted to see, hey, if it's moving up or down. Next stock we're going to talk about, probably the worst one from yesterday, is Amazon. So Amazon, you can see Amazon basically had that muted sideways trending action that we basically were watching on Amazon, right? We actually stopped watching Amazon because Amazon has been basically in this chop zone, just moving sideways. And we don't really like stocks that move sideways because it's not giving us a good opportunity to whether go long or go long or short on that stock. So definitely want to be cautious with sideways moving stocks. Yes, you could capitalize from the bottom, buy some calls. You could capitalize from the top, buy some puts. But overall, Amazon had that sideways action, and it wasn't giving us overall clean moves intraday. And this couldn't be what the stock needed to wake it up. Even though it was negative, the stock actually ended up dropping for earnings. But this could probably bring some volatility into Amazon right now, saying that, hey, it's at a lower price. Maybe we get some investors trying to buy the dip. Basically, since the RSI is very oversold, you can see the 4 hours very oversold. Even though we hit 87, we're sitting at 96 right now. So let's see what overall happens. Let me jump over towards the 20-day chart. We need to get above that 20-day trade line over here to confirm bullishness on the stock, especially since we're oversold. Let's see if we basically break above that 99 level. Then we could start basically pushing up towards 104. 104 was a previous support before. See that over here? We basically bounce off it. So 99 to 104. Or if we do start coming back down, we did form some type of support right here at that 95 level. You can see the candles are going sideways, especially those are 1 hour candles going sideways. So that is a good support around there. So if we break that 95 level, we could possibly come down and do a reverse gap fill down towards that 87. So want to stay alert with Amazon, especially what's going on right now, especially since it just basically missed earnings. So set your alerts and let's move forward to the next one. Next one we're going to talk about is Tesla. Couldn't have a watch list without Tesla. You can see Tesla is basically trapped between a range over here as well. It's trapped between that 230. We're trapped between 218 going sideways. So we need a break out of this zone. It's sitting right above the 20-year trade line, and it's sitting right above that 20-day SMA over here. So signs of bullishness, but we need the confirmation, right? We need some type of volume to push Tesla higher. Yes, we do get those spikes in the morning. Yes, we do get the dips throughout the day, depending on how the market's moving. But we need to get above that 230 in order to basically confirm a good bullish trend. If you want to get in early today, want to watch for the break of 224, and then you could possibly go to 230. If you want to go for a short position, you could get in from 222 down towards 219. I don't feel safe any lower than that, just because we do have the trade line right here. We do have the SMA over here. I would possibly want to wait for that 216 break, and then we can start basically going down towards like 211, maybe lower, just because we have some strong support on the bottom, even though the 20 days cross down. And let's see what the 180 days looking like. 180 day looks like it wants to cross down. So all depends on what happens around 8:30. Like I said, we have some great economical news coming out around 8:30 before the market opens. Everything can change over here, but these levels will stay the same. Last but not least, looking at SPY. How is Big SPY affected by all this information, right? SPY is basically virtually unchanged. You can see SPY is going sideways. We did have that nice pullback, which was to be expected. We spoke about it in yesterday's watch list that, hey, that 180-day actually crossed down. I did catch a short position on the SPY, made some good money on that. But overall, nothing that wasn't to be expected with SPY. We had that 180-day crossover signaling a possible pullback at overbought levels. Right now, we're moving sideways over here, finding some type of support. Need to see a break above 380 before you could go to 385. Right now, the 180-day is crossed down. If you jump over towards the 20-day sitting on top of some type of support, and the 1-year trade line, which is acting as a major support. So not going to get bearish until we start holding above 376. But overall, we can possibly bounce here. This was a possible bounce zone before. It looks like a double bottom right now. So watch to see if we break that 380 to the 385. Or if everything else fails, watch for the break of 375. And then we can start going down towards 370. So that's going to be all I got. Remember, today's same day expirations. Make sure you guys get next week's if you don't feel comfortable with the volatility of today. Contracts are racing to zero. They're going to be for you and they're going to be against you. So make sure you guys are very cautious with that. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Leave a like below.